The series showcases a legendary hitman, Sakamoto. He was so perfect in the elimination of his target that he was feared by gangsters and admired by other hitmen, but fortune struck one day when he fell in love with a young girl, so he retired, got married, had children, and became fat. He and his wife now ran a provision store together where his child, who was playing, happened to be harassed by a jerk, so Sakamoto intervened and thought of killing the man, but he quickly dismissed the thought and let him leave the store. Shin, Sakamoto's old partner, was present and delighted to see Sakamoto, whom he had been searching for a long time. They sat together as Shin noticed he still possessed that killer aura and tried convincing him to return as a hitman, but Sakamoto refused, stating that the life was now past him. Shin followed him as Sakamoto, who was formerly a hitman, has now become a handyman as he assisted his community in whatever way he can. Unable to convince him, Shin was disappointed and returned to his car where he got a call from the boss. On hearing that he was unable to convince Sakamoto, the boss ordered Shin to eliminate him. Shin thought about his adventures with Sakamoto and, upon realizing that someone else would kill Sakamoto if he didn't, decided to pick up his gun and do it himself. Shin went to the store the next day and ignored Sakamoto's wife, and went into the store intending to shoot. Sakamoto anticipated Shin's attack and managed to avoid it as Shin began shooting aimlessly, trying to pin him down. Sakamoto lured Shin further into the store and launched an all-out attack. Shin's eyes was filled with fear, amazed at how Sakamoto still had his skills. Shin was knocked out and woke up in the room. He was patched up and invited to join Sakamoto for dinner, and as he took his first bite, he realized Sakamoto had a beautiful life now, and he seemed to envy him. Sakamoto led him out as Shin appeared apologetic. He thanked Sakamoto for the meal and left. The gang boss approached Shin with his goons, disappointed because Shin was unable to eliminate Sakamoto. Shin knelt and pleaded with the gang boss to spare Sakamoto and take his life instead, but on realizing the gang boss was never going to yield, Shin attacked them. Sakamoto placed a bug on Shin and overheard their conversations. He pressed a button which transformed his provision store to an ammunition store where he selected a credible weapon. Shin was in an all-out confrontation with the gangs. He was shot in the leg and got pinned by the gang when Sakamoto arrived. Sakamoto was incredible as he caught 2 bullets with a chopstick and began to eliminate the gang members one after the other. The gang boss attacked him, but they were no match for his strength. He eliminated them with ease, leaving Shin amazed at how Sakamoto still got his juice after all these years. Sakamoto noticed Shin's change of heart and invited him to work at the provision store. There, Shin put his hitman ways aside and became a handyman just like Sakamoto. Shin bragged about how Sakamoto took out the gangs, but Sakamoto's wife overheard him. Sakamoto trembled as his wife threatened to file for divorce if he returned to being a hitman. Sakamoto took Shin to Chinatown to purchase some items. While they were there, a young girl jumped from a window and landed directly on Sakamoto. It appeared she was being chased by the mafia. She happened to be skilled in Tai Chi and defended herself, but she was outnumbered. One of them held her while another was about to hurt her with a knife when Sakamoto intervened. Sakamoto and Shin were able to take them out, but more kept coming, so they had to escape. The CEO of Dan was furious with the leader of his group for failing to capture her, especially after he had already eliminated her clan to get to her. His head was sliced off by Sun He and Bacho, the new hitmen assigned by the CEO to capture her and anyone that tries to stop them. The CEO informed the hitmen that he needed a key in her possession, which would allow him to rule over the black market. Still on the run, the young girl revealed that she was from the Liu clan. Before her parents were killed by the mafia, they saved her life and handed her a key to a secret vault, telling her to protect it with her life. That was why the mafia was after her. Sakamoto, on hearing this, took pity on her and decided to help her. They were still at it when Sun He and Bancho caught up to them as they punched Sakamoto with their knee, sending him flying. They were about to strike the girl, but Sakamoto returned swiftly as he defended her, which caused an opening in the ground, and they all went down. Sun He and Bancho informed her that they will grant her a swift death if she handed the key to them, but she refused, so they tried to get to her head by bragging about how they killed her parent, which forced her to attack, but Sakamoto stopped her. Sakamoto had a flashback of how he promised his wife that he will no longer be a hitman and make up for his past kills by saving people instead. Sun He and Bacho attacked, but Sakamoto was able to defend all their attacks, leaving them in shock. Together they tried using the iron cast technique to take him down, but he dodged them all and was able to take them out. The mafia boss was mad because Sun He and Bacho hadn't arrived, and he couldn't access the vault without the key. To his surprise, their lifeless bodies were delivered to him by Sakamoto and the young girl, Xiaotang. The mafia boss begs for his life, but his pleas wouldn't bring back her parents, so Xiaotang beats him up to her satisfaction and left him for dead. She opened the vault with her key, and they were amazed as the vault contains various treasures and inventories left for her by her clan. Stay tuned for more episodes of Sakamoto Days on its mythical, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more anime recap like this. Thanks for watching.